Welcome to everybody for this Galletti virtual tour. Just a few words to introduce our company. As probably some of you already knows, we have a very long history, almost 110 years. And we are one of the historical Italian company of the air conditioning that, together with other few competitors, are still an independent company, 100% owned by component of the family. We do have 50 years of experience in fan coil manufacturing and 30 years in chiller and heat pumps. Galletti is normally used to have with partners a very long relationship. For this, for instance, with the Hungarian partner that we will celebrate the next coming month, we already reached 30 years of cooperation, 25 years with the Greek one and more than 10 years with other partners. And this is what we want to do also with the HVAC Specialty. Why do we have decided to start this new partnership with HVAC Specialty? First of all, because we have found in them a very high experience and know-how in hydronic solution, together with an excellent network in reps in all the USA and North American, generally speaking. Both this important feature are the base to start a very long-lasting collaboration. Now, we want to check if Adam is there, so I will pass the floor to him. Adam, ciao.
Ciao, Michele. How are you today?
Ciao. I'm very, I'm a little bit tired because now it's 5 o'clock in the evening, but we are happy to welcome you and to welcome the people here.
Time to either have a cocktail, a Negroni, or get back to making heat pumps.
Also,
thank you for having me today.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Adam Hirsch. I'm the Vice President of HVAC Specialty and Galletti North America, with our headquarters and stocking warehouses located in the New York City metropolitan market. We made a strategic decision to have warehousing within North America to make sure that we have product readily available to meet the needs of projects that are either being specified now or a project that needs equipment tomorrow. At Galletti, we know it is one thing to have a well-functioning heat pump, but how that heat pump gets integrated into the overall building's hydronic system means the difference between success and failure. That is why we have partnered with the leading hydronic representatives in North America, ensuring our customers have the local expertise that makes the difference. Sylvia, can you put up on the screen the first slide? Yep, very good. Our representative partners know our products backwards and forwards, but more importantly, they know how to integrate the Galletti heat pump into an overall well-functioning system that provides energy efficient heating, cooling, and domestic hot water. Our representative partners are experts with hydronic solutions. They work with consulting engineers to advise on the system, including primary pumps, building system pumps for heating, cooling, and domestic hot water, variable frequency drives, heat exchangers, expansion valves, buffer tanks, storage tanks, glycol makeup units, isolation valves, and air separators. It is this deep hydronic system knowledge that is critical to a successful heat pump project. And the Galletti rep partners have been the trusted firms for 25 to over 100 years. I'm sure you recognize the representative brands presented before you. Now, as we continue on with today's presentation, please take the time to type your questions into the chat box. At the conclusion of today's presentation, we will be sending out an email with the answers to those questions. Sylvia, page 2 of my presentation, please. Very good. So here are the faces of our representative network. These are guys that you probably work with today, or I'm sure you will get to know tomorrow. These are the folks that get up each and every day to provide the system solutions that are needed for a correct project. Again, not just installing or not just designing and assisting in a heat pump as a product, but the integration into the solution. This network also works very closely together to understand the building codes, the regulations and policies that are being put out by the federal government, the state governments, the local municipalities, to assure that you are getting correct information and being guided on the buildings that you're working on, what's the appropriate technology, the appropriate solution. Slide 3. Sylvia, the next slide. Yep. This is a project was just completed in Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City. So the representatives that I've been talking so much about, not only are they providing the design assistance for a correct project, for a complete system solution, not only do we work together to better understand the codes and regulations, but our local representatives show up on the job site to make sure that the installation, the startup, the commissioning goes correctly. Each one of the Galletti units comes with a device so that we can remotely track the performance of that unit. So not only is the unit getting started up and commissioned properly, but we're helping to monitor it from the day it's turned on till it's correct operation well into the future. Thank you very much, Michele. I'm going to turn the presentation back over to you.
Hello to everybody. Okay. Hello to everybody. So I'm here together with Enrico, my companion, that we are export manager and supporting our partners abroad. So it's a very great pleasure for us to be here today, and we will share with you some short information concerning the main capabilities of Galletti company. So Galletti is based as a strategy point of view on 3 pillars that are made by the research and development, the designing, and the manufacturing of all the products that are available in our product catalog.
Good afternoon, everybody. So, what's very important for us is also the vertical integration of our product, meaning that we manufacture and process the raw material. We create semi-finished products, going then to the finished product. So this means that in our house, we have a metal processing automatic center, and we only purchase those components that everybody else needs to purchase. This means the compressors, the fans, and the valves mainly. But coils and metal parts are all made inside our factory.
These obviously convey in our product, and what is very important to understand is that by controlling vertically the semi-finish and the components of the units as well, the result in terms of quality of the entire product is very high. And Galletti is a very well-known company by reliability and consistency of the product, and also on the service and support. As you can see, our range of product is very wide and is very comprehensive and deep at the same time, and is varying from the terminal units in all the kind of applications, from residential to light commercial up to applied systems, going to the chillers, air to water, water to water chillers, and reversible heat pumps in all the possible configuration available in the market. Last but not least, very important is that Galletti is also developing its own and designing its own software that is obviously used on the hardware provided by a reference manufacturer in the market, as Carel, for example.
Obviously, what we saw before is the range that we are currently selling in Europe, where we have a long-standing presence, and also there is no need for UL certification as we have in the US. But what we launched recently in the US, thanks to the friends of HVAC Specialty, is an air-to-water unit with EVI technology, so capable of working up to very high water temperatures. Soon we will be able to supply to the US also other products, okay? So dissipation with air, as you can see on the top left corner of the screen, is the product that we currently are selling, and it's already having a huge success. After that, we will proceed with water-water units, and then most likely the multifunctional units, air-cooled and water-cooled.
So, adding to what Enrico said, that is very important. Our range of product today, talking about heat pumps and focusing on the heat pumps, is available with different refrigerants. Obviously, in function of the different market, but mainly we are proposing the R410A that everybody knows, the R32 that is covering the range of the residential and commercial application, and then HVAC refrigerant like the R454B, sorry. And lately, we are going to launch shortly. We have already presented in our main exhibition in Milan last March the new and the first range of propane reversible heat pump and chillers that will be officially in production in the coming months with R290. This is what is covered so far. So the ultimate, let's say, technology in terms of refrigerants available in the market. But I think that now, let's say, we can leave the floor to our colleagues that are located in our climatic chamber. Just a very brief introduction to that. We consider it as one of the most important, let's say, asset that we have in our company. This is a very impressive facility which is providing us all the operation and real operation condition testing of the units, both for research and development purposes, but also for witness tests that we are selling to our customer as well.
Yeah, we can say that we are one of the very few manufacturers in this industry that own such a facility. Most of our competitors, they have to hire this kind of climatic chambers outside and then send their products there to test. We basically have it in our premises, and we can even rent it to other competitors if they want to. So, I think we are now ready to leave the floor to our colleagues in the climatic chamber.
Mattia, can you hear us?
Filippo?
So,
Hello, can you hear
welcome. Yes?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Very good. We also hear you.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Enrico and Michele. welcome everybody. So for us, it's really a honor having you here. So thanks a lot for your presence and your time too. My name is Mattia, and I've been working in Galletti for 10 years now, more or less. I'm a product manager for chillers and heat pumps, and I follow the growth of 88 range with R410A and the future step, so with R454B2. Next to me, Filippo.
Yes, I'm Filippo, project leader from technical department, and I've been part of Galletti family since 2018.
So thanks, Filippo. Now we have a 3-minute clip focused on the Galletti lab test. So due to the large number of people connected, maybe you could have some problems, but don't worry, okay, about that, because for sure we can share the clip in a second time, but more important, we come back in 3 minutes here, okay? So, clip, please. Sta per finire, sta per finire. Perfect, so welcome again. I try to translate, to convert some numbers, okay? So we are talking about a facility that allows testing the unit starting from -4 Fahrenheit degrees of air temperature up to 122 Fahrenheit degrees, okay? So a very wide operating range. We can handle and keep under control not only the temperature of air and of course of water, but also the humidity in order to have the more realistic operating condition. Because what we want to, from this climatic chamber is to have a realistic behavior of the unit, simulating what can happen on field. So not have just a nominal performances, but realistic performances. We can also, for example, testing the unit considering the defrosting cycle, okay, and also glycol system, because we have 6 water connections, that means 3 water loops. in order to test air-to-water chillers and heat pumps, water-to-water, so water condensed chillers and heat pumps, and also multi-purpose unit with 3 different plate heat exchanger. So we can test each kind of units and also with glycol inside the water loop. Not only because, as you can imagine, the big volume of the room, okay, allows to have very low airflow speed, okay, in order to doesn't affect the performances of the unit with a very high speed airflow, okay. Just to consider that big units has very large airflow rate, and if we would test the unit in a very small volume, this would translate in a very high speed, okay, of air that can affect the performances, the realistic performances. And we can also test, of course, not only R410A units, but also R454B or propane units. That means the climatic chamber is already approved for testing low flammable and high flammable refrigerant and units. The result of this investment is that Galletti can present on the market very reliable product, okay, also considering the possibility to test in very realistic conditions all the units in advance before the installation on field. On my left, for example, we have a R454B units, okay, this is a VLS unit, something very similar to the ATH unit you will have soon in your market with R454B. We use a scroll compressor, okay, heavy ion scroll compressor that allows the production of hot water up to 146 Fahrenheit degrees. This unit has a cooling capacity more or less of 45 tons. We have a wide offer on this range because we can cover, this is the smallest model, we can cover a cooling capacity starting from 45 tons up to 180 tons, more or less, okay, so a very wide range. Consider that R454B ranges are available with the Galletti brand in European market since 4 or 5 years ago. So we have already hundreds, thousands of units installed on field, okay. So it's something that will be new, okay, for US market, of course, but it's something that we are already tested and make reliable in Europe. The ATH R454B range is under testing in order to achieve the UL certification, of course, but for sure, by the end of this year, the range will be available for the US market. So, this is our present solution and offer for European market, the solution of tomorrow for US market, but here we have also the future solution both for European and maybe, I hope, US market. So Filippo, tell us something about the propane units, please.
Yeah, sure. So as you may know, in Europe we recently have the review of F-gas regulation, which basically stated that every refrigerant gas with GWP higher than 150 will be banned in a space of 3 to 6 years. So we thought about a possible solution, and we came up to the conclusion that propane will be the gas which is the most suitable, at least for Europe, for the future. And propane, it's a highly flammable refrigerant, but it has also some interesting potentials. So, for example, it has a low GWP, just 3, and it has also a low density and excellent thermodynamic performances. So, as you can see here, you can see one of the first prototype we worked with. This is a 16 tons unit, and it's obviously a propane unit. It's equipped with a variable flow compressor. And as you can see, the refrigerant circuit is very clean, very simple. We worked a lot on that because we wanted to basically reduce the number of braising points, which can eventually lead to, let's say, some refrigerant leakage. And we also used state-of-art refrigerant components, especially in the heat exchangers. And to put into perspective, in this unit, we have just 10 pounds of refrigerant, of propane. And if you have a look to something in R410A, for example, refrigerant gas, you can easily find something that is in the ballpark of 20 to 25 pounds of refrigerant inside. And finally, inside the unit, we have actually the refrigerant leak detector, which basically stops the unit if there is any kind of leakage and triggers the extraction fans, which basically flushes all the gas out of the unit far from any source of ignition. And finally, as I mentioned before, propane has a lot of potential. The most important for us is the thermodynamic potential that it has, because this unit is able to produce hot water, up to 176 degrees Fahrenheit, which is very high. And I think that is something that is never done before with an electric heat pump. So this opens also the doors to a number of projects, such, for example, boiler replacement, but also process heating solution. So back to Mattia.
Thanks, Filippo. Very interesting. So we have the third unit here, so we can walk in the climatic chamber just to take a look. Okay, this is a MLE unit available in European market. Another time with R454B refrigerant. The most important advantage that this unit and this range offers is the total heat recovery. That means we can produce cold water, warm water, and also both together using the total heat recovery. That allows very great performances, okay, because during the total heat recovery mode, the unit automatically switches off all the fans, okay, because we don't need to exchange heat with air, okay, and just recover all the condensing power, enabling the hot exchanger, okay. We can also move behind the climatic chamber in order to have a look also on all the piping system. That is something very interesting, and also it's really the core, the heart of the system. Here, okay, we have all the tank, the huge tank we use for testing the unit. So the hot water tank, the cold water tank, the source water tank in case of water condensed unit. We have all the PEMs, the glycol loop, and so on. So, as you can understand, it was a huge investment for Galletti, but really it was and it is the only possible way to have advantage on the market related to an advanced design solution. So, for the moment, and thanks again for your participation, your time. I leave the floor to Adam if you want to add something. Thanks again.
Thank you, Mattia. Can everybody hear me? Thumbs up? All right. Well, thank you very much for showing us the climatic chamber. As we've just shown, Galletti has 118 years experience providing manufacturing to the European, to Australia, Middle East, African markets, and for the past year into North America. The first products that we started bringing in is modular heat pump chillers, were units utilizing R410A. We are just releasing the 454B refrigerant units that are ready for order now, with shipment starting in October. And as has been explained, the units that are being rolled out for the remainder of the globe, except for North America, are the R290 propane units. So as Mattia explained, they've been selling the refrigerant R454B units throughout the rest of the globe for the past 5 years. So when the units arrive here this year, they will not be new units to market. These are units that, again, thousands of units installed base. And so you get a brand, a product that has been tried, is true, and you can count on it for a successful application in the market here. And I do believe that that is a key differentiator to some of the other brands out there. Additionally, once the North American market does approve the R290 units, which probably are a number of years away, those two will be tried and true throughout the rest of the globe. And once they come here to North America, they will be a tried product that you can count on. So Galletti, as a manufacturer, is one that you can count on. High technology, a tremendous installed base, technologically advanced, and not only have the products for today, but also far into tomorrow. The climatic chamber, starting during the days of COVID, going back 4 years ago, they started doing remote, not remote monitoring, but you can participate, do third-party testing remotely through a solution like this. So if you do have a project, you want to do a third-party remote analysis utilizing the test chamber, we're able to do that. If you're able to get to the factory in Italy, you would be thoroughly impressed with not only the test chamber, but the complete factory, which is highly automated. And the other nice thing about the climatic chamber is that we use the data to upload into our online configurator, which the local representatives have access to. So if you have a project, whether it's in Northern California or the Washington, D.C. market, or somewhere in between like Chicago, you can put in your design parameters into our configurator, working with your local rep, and that configurator will put out a certified document to you showing your SEER, COP ratings based on the different conditions that you give them. And you get a certified document out which has your project name on it. And that's a really, it's not theoretical data. It's accurate data, again, based on the data points that you've put in and that they've tested the product to in the chamber. So again, I want to thank you for your time. The team here at Galletti in Bologna, Italy, we're very thankful for your time today. And any questions that went into the chat box, we will review after today's presentation and get out to you in an email. You have local representation to work on with any projects that you have currently. We have stocked product in our warehouses here in the United States, and more coming in every month. And we look forward to working with you on your 454B projects coming in the fourth quarter of this year. So thank you, everybody, and I'll turn it back over to you in Bologna, Italy.
And thank everybody for all the participation and the interest that you have demonstrated upon our company. I would like to thank on behalf of Galletti family, everybody.